Oh, good evening. This lovely Saturday evening. I thought I'd do a little short live. Yeah, I've got a bit of I've got a bit of time between doing a couple of things. Yeah, doing a couple of things. I've got a little bit of time. I thought I'd fire up a little live and give you my take on this this these guys these guys on the dark corner of YouTube are worse for gossiping than women. This is comedy gold. This comedy gold. Well, wait till we see if we get anybody come in. This is just a spontaneous live. I like to do that. I don't like to do all this forward planning and planning things. I just do things sometimes like when it comes to a bit of humour in that, you've got to just do it off the cuff. I've got a few people in the background. It don't matter if they don't come into the live stream actual chat, because I do understand it's a toxic corner of YouTube, isn't it? The dark corner, very toxic. Some people just like to watch live streams, but they don't want to get involved in the live stream chats, which can go chaotic. Chaotic, I think, would be the word. You know, the live stream chats. Yeah, I thought it was only on the dark corner of YouTube that you had all this toxicity and negativity, but apparently I don't know if it's spreading outwards from the dark corner, or else there was already little enclaves of toxicity and negativity and other sort of areas of YouTube that are now sort of merging with the dark corner of YouTube. Good evening to the Stevie Boy Billings from the wonderful, originally city of Dublin in the Emerald Isle. Hope you're well tonight, Stevie Boy. Lovely evening. Weather's been brilliant in London today. Absolutely fantastic. And I hope the weather was good over in the Emerald Isle. The Emerald Isle. Big up the Emerald Isle and big up the nation of Ireland. Yeah, the nation of Ireland. Big up the nation of Ireland. Big up the nation of England. Big up the nation of Wales. Big up the nation of Scotland. Big up the nation of, I don't know, Papua New Guinea. We chuck an extra one in just to be worldly, or whatever the saying is. Yes, we do not discriminate. So as I say, when I do a live stream these days, I just do them like off the cuff, spontaneous. You know, I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but I might see a little few things. I don't go into live stream chats and all that in channels. I just might look at a couple of channels. I mean, most of the channels, I must admit, aren't even on the dark corner of YouTube that I look at. You know, I look at things like parkour channels. There's a guy called, what's he called again? Beards. You know, the guy with the beard who does the eating. He goes into restaurants and all that, and he eats these challenges. He's famous. If you put in Beards, I think it's Beards meat foods or something, he'll come up. You see the guy with the beard. He's an English guy. He goes all over America and everywhere, and skinny guy. He goes in and he'll eat these challenges. You know that. It's amazing. Check it out. It's good. It's really, really good. But anyway, I thought, as I say, just to give you a bit of background, I don't really plan these lives with any great, writing things down, what I'm going to talk about and all that sort of stuff. I don't do all that stuff. I just do things, improvisation off the cuff. And I have a little glance now and again at the dark corner of YouTube. As I say, I don't go into live stream chats. I don't go into panels and all that in that dark corner of YouTube. But I see the odd thing now and again, you know. As I say, I've got some favourite channels that I've sort of roped in with the dark corner of YouTube, like the fantastic 420 Forever. You know, 420. He does the animated cartoon videos and music. He does music as well. He's into the music, so that's good. Cindy channel into the music. Paul C, music mixer from Middlesbrough. Leo Starman plays guitar, sings songs, writes songs. And I've got my resident musician, Mo from the city of Liverpool. She plays guitar and sings vocals when I do the odd live stream. So that's the sort of stuff, like I'm into on YouTube. Let me just say good evening to a few of the people before I develop this topic. Good evening to the Mermaid. Mermaid, hope you're well, darling. Hope you've got some lovely weather today. Beautiful up in London, I was saying to Stevie Boy. The sun has been shining all day. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like I'm in my gaff at the minute, yeah, and I've not got any heating on or nothing, yeah, and it's 22.5, yeah, 22.5 temperature, and that's without any heating or anything on. And this is what time's it? It's about 25 to 7 in the evening. So I'm happy with that. That's a result of the weather, isn't it? The day's weather. Very, very good. Good evening to the one and only, the fantastic Alison Morris. Check out her channel, people. Very, very thoughtful, worldly wise lady, very philosophical, and she's got a great outlook on life. She's in the live stream chat. Go and check out the Alison Morris channel and give her a subscription. I'm going to start posting links to any channels that are shared now, because I've done another little post. Because anything I put links in my channel, to other channels to share them and all that. It's easy for people to get you the channels. So what I'd say to people is if you're on this dark corner of YouTube and you anything to do with links, if you're not got trust, or you don't know anything about the background, the links or whatever, don't really click on anything, yeah? Because people have been doing skullduggery on this dark corner of YouTube, grabify links and all sort of weird things. But what I would say is, if you've got somebody like myself, when I share channels and I put in the links to the channels, or if I post something, it's got some, and I'm referring to some information on a video, then anything I post, I'll guarantee you it's trustworthy, in it, because I'm posting it on my own channel. So I'm going to start putting the links if I share any channels, so it's easier to get to them to subscribe, And then once you've subscribed, you'll get notifications for any channels that do lives, etc., etc. But anyway, so that's a little explanation for that. Good evening to the Gav B, sir. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you're keeping the old mantra of cool, calm, and collected. Cool, calm, and collected. Yes, I think this is a word that I have to use for the fantastic Gav B from the Kingdom of Fife. He's exuding this confident, cool, calm, and collected demeanour. Yeah. Well done for that, sir. Well done for the cool, calm, and collected demeanour from Gav B. Well done for that indeed, sir. So anyway, see who else to see. Okay, so we've got a few people looking in from outside. That's fair enough. As I say, some people don't like to go into chats and all that with it on the dark corner of YouTube, because it's dark, and it can sometimes, and this actual live stream at the moment, the chat and all that is hunky-dory and fantastic. We don't really attract the oi polloi, like the sort of the negative and toxic type of people. We don't really attract them to this channel, because they're starved of oxygen. Do you know what I mean? We don't go in for all that shouting and people on panels slagging each other off, shouting, screaming at each other. But tonight's topic is, I'll give you all my humorous little take of the. I found this on the dark corner of YouTube. When I say I found it, it's all over it. It's prevalent. The guys, and big up the ladies here, because you deserve this, kudos, ladies. But the guys on this dark corner of YouTube, the majority, we'll say 99.9%, yeah. The guys, 99.9% of the guys on the dark corner of YouTube that go into panels and all that, sitting on panels, they are gossiping away, and they would be worse than any woman could ever be. The women are coming out on this dark corner of YouTube. As far as I can see, they are they're not gossiping as much as the guys. The guys have gossip. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How can you, as a guy, like a guy, be sitting on panels with other guys? Yeah, this is guys sitting on panel with other guys for sometimes hours, gossiping like old women, Eh? Gordon Bennett. I mean, look, I'm talking to you in this live stream at the minute myself, and I'm just doing the live myself. So I'm no sitting on, I've not got somebody, Tom, Dick, or Harry sitting on the panel, and I'm sitting on a panel for hours, chattering away, gossiping. And I'll tell you the funniest thing as well. It's funny in a sort of, how can I put it? Funny way. Let me just say good evening to the one and only, the fantastic Solway 2121, another fine person from the island of Ireland. Big up the island of Ireland. Yeah, the big up the island of Ireland. And like, it's always been sort of, how can I put it? People have always said that ladies, women, the females are, in days gone by, they were always sort of looked upon as they were like gossiping, like ladies like a chatter and all that, right? But hang on a minute, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real here. Get with the program. On this dark corner of YouTube, the guys are 100 times worse. 100 times worse for gossiping than the ladies, the women. The ladies and women have got big kudos. They're no chattering and gossiping away for hours and hours and panels like these guys. These guys, when I say these guys, I'm talking about 99.9% of these guys on the dark corner of YouTube, stuck on panels for hours, gossiping. I really get you a laugh. I think this is funny, but it's no funny about a sort of a serious subject. I don't want to start going into these subjects and all that they talk about. Like the subjects that they discuss on these panels, right? But you've got a bunch of guys. I'll give you an example of something I seen recently. Yeah. Just caught a bit of this. I don't watch the whole thing, just caught a bit for the flavour. And you've got a bunch of guys on a panel, right? And then they're saying they don't like people talking about a certain topic or subject, right? Like, they don't like people talking about a certain topic or subject because it's it's not nice, and it's they're taking a moral stance and saying people, this guy or that guy shouldn't be talking about this subject and this topic. So they're being critical and saying that that people shouldn't speak about a certain topic and subject. Now, having said that, you've got these bunch of guys on a panel saying that to each other, right? And then they then go on, after they say that in one breath, they start talking about the subject and topic, but they say that this other guy and that guy and this guy here and that guy there, they shouldn't be talking about these subjects and topics, but they start talking about the subject and topics themselves for about 2 hours. Ah! Oh, Gordon Bennett. Could you believe it? Does that make sense to you? That people they're doing their nut. They're doing their nut. They're doing their pieces about certain topics and subjects shouldn't be on YouTube. And then they start talking about the topic and subject for 2 hours themselves. They're not talking about other people, and it's the actual topic and subject. They actually start talking about it for about 2 hours. That has got to be crazy, isn't it? crazy, crazy, crazy. I can't even make it out. I mean, it's like unintended comedy, innit? You know, like unintended comedy. Like these people, like, oh no, it's bang out of order. It's bang out of order. They shouldn't be talking about this and that and that. Oh, now we're going to talk for the next 2 hours. 2 hours about them, and we're talking about a topic and subject that we don't want people talking about. Come on. Waking up, smell the coffee, get with the programme. What are you doing? This is guys. Guys are the gossipers. Gossip mongers. Big up the ladies in the dark corner of YouTube. Like, yous have got kudos because you're nowhere near these people. You're nowhere near these people. I mean, I'm not joking. Like, I'm trying to actually get my head around it. You know, my head around it, if you might say it this way. Right. I'm thinking to myself, right, you've got all these guys on the dark corner of YouTube sitting in panels for hours. Yeah. Talking like old women, gossiping like old women. And do you know what that tells me, to tell you the truth? Seeing the real world outside the front door. These people are absolute weaklings. These are like, I'm not trying to be funny, but see if somebody went boo like that outside in the street of them as they walked past them, boo, they would jump and crap their pants. They would crap their pants right in the spotlight, you know. These people ain't, these guys, I don't know if you can call them guys. These guys that are stuck on these panels on the dark corner of YouTube gossiping for hours and hours with each other. What's that about? What is that about? Now, let me put something straight here. Look, if you've got panels, right, and you've got people on talking about, I'm talking about sensible people, they're not on there gossiping and talking about all weird stuff, like, but you've got people who have got, like, they're talking about, like, subjects and topics, you know, they're talking about, say, for example, music, you know, that's the sort of topic of a live stream. You've got one about movies, you know, that's a topic of a live stream. You've got one about, like, say, conspiracy theories. You know, I'm just giving you a few ideas, and people are all talking. That's all over YouTube, things like that. These people, you've got people who are doing that, and that is sensible stuff for live streams, etc. Right? But this thing in the dark corner of YouTube is guys that are on panels for hours, talking about subjects and topics that they don't want people to talk about, but they're talking about it themselves for 2 hours. And they're crazy, stark raving bonkers. It is. It's mental. It is absolutely mental, I tell you what. And see, you know what I think of people, guys that sit on panels like old women? I think they are old women. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they're actually old women, like, as I say, seeing the real world outside the front door. Outside the front doors or whatever. I mean, I don't know if half of them go out. I don't even know if half of them go out. Did they go out, do they? Did they leave the house? Did they get off the keyboard? Did these people go out anywhere? Huh? I'd love to know if these people go out and get some vitamin D. You know, the old sunshine. You know, the old sunshine. If anybody goes out and gets some vitamin D, like, they've got to get some vitamin D. They've got to do something. But this thing about guys just talking and gossiping, this is, I'm not trying to be funny. This isn't normal. This is no normal behaviour. As I say, people can do, like, there's millions of live streams all on YouTube, and there's people talking about topics and interesting stuff. But this dark corner of YouTube, you've got these, I don't know what you want to call them, these guys, yeah, guys talking to other guys, yeah. You might get the occasional lady, woman jump on a panel, but it's all this male-dominated, male-orientated panels. But they're gossiping. They're gossiping like women. They are the woman. Like women, like, talking for hours about topics, and they're all crying. Oh, we don't want people talking about this, and we don't people want to talk about that. That's fair enough. Well, why do you then start talking for 2 hours about the flipping thing that you said you don't want people talking about? You bunch of bozos, what are you doing? Huh? Is that no crazy behaviour or what, people? Is that no crazy behaviour? And they're like, oh, women, for hours. These people are droning away for hours. Absolute numpties, droning away for hours. I'm going to just get another 10 minutes. I'm just having a little, what you call it? I'm not going to be on long. I'll give it 10 more minutes because I'm going to watch. I'll tell you what I'm watching, actually. Oh, you won't believe what I'm watching. It's really good. But if I'm watching, this is only about this, I don't know, the first week of it. I'm watching repeats of Z Cars. If you want to know what Z Cars was, this episode is Z Cars. It's called Absence, 1974. Stars Christopher Burgess, Ian Cullen, and Pauline Delaney. There is a bank on the cards, and the only man who knows anything about it is Harry Dance. This is Z Cars. It's about the old police back in the 1970s. Z Car was like a sort of, I don't know, squad car or whatever you call it. I'm watching Z Cars at 7 on the button, so I've got 9 minutes left of this. And if anybody wants to know what channel that I'm on, I've only got Freeview. It's channel 82, Talking Pictures. Big up the Talking Pictures, channel 82 on Freeview. And I will be watching Z Cars in the next, let me check the time, in the next 9 minutes at 7 o'clock on the button. Then I'll have a cup of coffee to wash that down. And then that leaves the floor open for the guys to the guys on the dark corner of YouTube to get they're all resting their jaws at the minute. You know, their jaws, because their jaws actually ache from the chattering of hours and hours of endless, boring, repetitive boring about, oh, don't talk about them, they're talking about that, he's talking about this, they're talking about that. And then they start blooming talking about the stuff themselves for a couple of hours. Crazy people, mental people. They're on a loop. These people are on a loop. Yeah? These people are on a loop. These guys are on a loop. Boring the living daylights out of people on panels. They're on a loop, boring the living daylights out of people on panels. You better believe it, people. They're boring the living daylights out of people on panels. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah, Alison. Yeah, that's the one. That's my favourite channel, Alison. I have that on all the time. You know, Alison, these guys, yeah. Are on channels, yeah, chattering away, gossiping for hours and hours. I'm watching all the good stuff on this Talking Pictures TV, channel 82. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody that watches this YouTube. Do yourself a favour and it's up to everybody what they want to do, but I would say check out some stuff on the box and unwind for all that negativity. You know, the negativity. I mean, at the moment, there's a lot of them. Some of them will be out gargling at the minute. You know, some of these people, these guys that go on the panels getting ready for later, they all seem to start to think at night. I don't know if they're actually vampires. You know, these guys. You know, I think this all starts when I'm going to my bed, probably. You know, go to sleep. When normal people are thinking, oh, I'm going to go to sleep, you know, whatever, 11 o'clock or whatever. I don't know if that's late for people or early or whatever, but we'll just pick a hypothetical time. I think I've watched watched something on telly. I think I'll go to bed. It's about 11 o'clock, isn't it? A long day, isn't it? Yeah. Well, these guys, the 99.9% gossiping guys, they've been resting their jaws all afternoon and that. And they're gargling, you know, like gargling. You know, if you brushed your teeth and all that, and you might use some what do you call it? I've got it out there. What's that stuff like you gargle? You know, you gargle. I can't. My mind's just went blank. Mouthwash, innit? You know, like what I'm saying is they're out there going like that. They've been resting their jaws and they're giving a good gargle, aren't they? You know, grrr, that's not a gargle, but I'm doing sound effects. Grrr, they're doing their gargle, and that's them getting ready for the 11. Let's say 11 o'clock. The 11 o'clock kickoff. They're going to be stuck on. They might even go through the night. They might start 11. Yeah, they start 11. This is the sort of routine probably of these heat the boys. Yeah, start at 11. Crack open the cans of beer, or crack open the wine, bottles of wine or whatever, or even spirits. Some of them might even hit spirits. Crack open the alcohol. Yeah, 11. Crack open the weed. They crack open the weed. Yeah. Do you know, you ever seen these people in the dark corner on YouTube? They all talk about the weed. They do comparisons on weed. What do you, I don't know a lot about this weed thing, so if I'm not accurate here on descriptions, apologies there. But they'll say, like, I've got my, I don't know what it looks like. Somebody will pull out one, like it looks like a little rock or something, and they'll put it in the camera. Look at that. And then somebody on the other end will say, that's a good strain. That's a good strain. When I'm saying that, I'm thinking about, you know, like the old tea bags and that, straining the water, the hot water through the strainer to make a cup of tea. But no, they're talking about the old weed. That's a good strain. That looks a good strain. And then you might see somebody come out with a thingamajig, you know, like a gigantic spliff. You know, these things, I don't know if it, like, I'm just trying to imagine. They're going to be about like 10 inches long or something. I mean, I don't know how to do it. Do they join them papers together or something? But you get somebody, like, you get a show off, innit? You know, like a show off. You know, when they're all going on about that, then you'll get somebody's been waiting for that. That's a big moment on the dark corner of YouTube, isn't it? You know, they're talking about the weed, you know, the weed, the green or whatever, the weed, the skunk or whatever, you know, that sort of thing. Oh, good evening to the Kevlar. Hope you're doing well there. Good evening to you. Yeah, but the person with the 10-inch spliff, the 10-inch spliff. I don't think it's a biffer or something. Bifter, I've seen something on the TV about that. Bifter. I think that's another type of spliff or something, I think. But anyway, this person's waited for the moment of fame on the dark corner of YouTube. And they'll have a camera on in that, and they'll have this big giant thing. This big giant thing, you know, the angle at the camera, because he'll have a phone below him looking up as they look down. And this 10-inch spliff will look like it's like 2 feet or something, 2 feet long. They'll all be going, "Oh, that looks a big one, doesn't it? That spliff." You got your 2 minutes or whatever of fame with your gigantic spliff, weaving it about like a wand. You know, like a wand. Yeah, like a magic wand with all the smoke drifting up to the. I tell you what, I'm not trying to be funny, but I have got sensitive. I'm trying to think of the word is. I've got a sensitive sense of smell. You know, if somebody's on that gear or something walking past me in the street, you know, like I'm talking about, it's honking at them. If you get the odd one, you know, when you get some of these people on that heavy duty skunk stuff or something, you know, the stuff that comes out the pores of their skin, and they're probably on it like all the time. They don't have the occasional spliff. They're on it all the time, isn't they? I can smell it. You know, I've got good sense of smell. I can go, oh, flipping hell, man. Just hits you, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine living next to that sort of thing? You know what I mean? Like, flipping, you know, if you're getting the thing wafting up or something from where you live. Do you know what I mean? I think I would have to have buckets of water ready for anybody outside. Anybody outside my gaff, yeah, it's permeating odours of spliff are liable to get a bucket of water chucked at them. Yeah, a bucket of water chucked over them if they don't remove themselves from the residential plaza, the residential plaza. Or else they would, but they would. It's very rarely that you actually. But as I say, my sense of smelling, I could smell it a mile away, sort of thing. Good evening to the OnlyFans. Hope you're doing well there. Have an enjoyable evening. Good evening to the one and only the Ice Cold. Please go across and subscribe to Ice Cold channel. Yeah, the guy does some cracking stuff on the Ice Cold channel. Definitely does some good stuff on the Ice Cold channel. Let me see, what's Mermaid saying there? Remember when Super Kings were called javelins? Oh, see, I've never ever partook in tobacco and cigarettes, etc. But I do know the name of them, Super Kings, wouldn't it? That would be one of the brands, wouldn't it? The Super Kings were javelins. God. You see now, like when you go into supermarkets or wherever to buy tobacco, I don't know if it's the same with shops, like, but they're all behind actual cupboards, covered. Covered. When somebody goes in and they want to get something like, I don't know, whatever it is, 20, we'll go for 20 javelins. Excuse me, sir or madam, can I have 20 of your javelins, please? And they have to open up the cupboard, like a cupboard, because all the javelins and Super Kings, etc., are covered. Yeah. I think if you partake in tobacco and cigarettes, etc., if you could get away from, stop taking them, stop the addiction of it, the nicotine addiction of smoking, etc. I tell you what, not only will you feel a lot better. I don't want to start preaching like. It's free choice, and that people can make their own decisions. But you will save yourself a hefty whack of the king's fine pounds, because it's, as far as I can see and I'm aware of, I think it's very, very expensive. Expensive these days for cigarettes and tobacco, etc. I'll tell you why. The reason why you know that. It used to be like this. Used to be down in London. It was prevalent everywhere in London. Right? You don't see it now. I've hardly ever seen it. You used to get people just, and some of them weren't even down and out. They were just like, I don't know, chancellors or whatever. They'd go lie people, just walking down the street. Somebody's walking along smoking their little cigarette or whatever. Oh, could you give me a cigarette? They'd ask for one, like just complete stranger. Or this is just a one-off. This is everywhere. You could be walking down the road and free, I don't know. As I say, I don't partake in tobacco and all that. But somebody could be walking down the road smoking a cigarette, and the chances are that about maybe 3 times, 3 different people who don't know each other would go, oh, any chance of a cigarette? I'm just giving you some impressions here. This is number 1. Any chance of a cigarette, have you? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Any chance of a cigarette? Yeah. Number 2. Number 3. Oh, any chance of a cigarette? That's a bit squeaky, that one, number 3. But that's it. No, I'm saying you don't see that anymore. No, you don't see it anymore. You don't see that because it's so expensive for the tobacco and cigarettes. People won't just give people cigarettes willy-nilly. Like the chancellors used to do that a few years back. I think it all faded away, after the lockdown. This was before lockdown. And then I think when lockdown ended and all that, I think that culture died as well because, how can I put it, things just were more expensive. But it was all down to the expense. It's all down to the expense there. So what I'm going to do, people, I'm going to go now. That was a nice little short live there. As I say, from what I can see, like, just to summarise it, yeah, the guys on the dark corner of YouTube on these panels are far, far worse than all the women on the dark corner of YouTube. The guys are the biggest gossipers by far. They go on panels. They say, we don't want people talking about these topics and subjects. These are terrible things to talk about. And then they talk about these topics and subjects that they said shouldn't be talked about. They start talking about it themselves for 2 to 3 hours. Honestly, God, this is unintended comedy. You couldn't make this up. You couldn't make this up. Yeah, you couldn't make it up. Big respect and big kudos to the ladies. I'm not talking about all the guys that are in the live stream chats. You know, guys in live stream chats. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just guys that go into these panels on the dark corner of YouTube and they're stuck there for hours talking to each other, and they don't stop. They're like old women. Old women. That's what they are. Old women. Yeah. Okay, people. Thank you very much for that. Let me say good evening to Nelly. I love that little flowers. You know, the 2 little flowers on either side of the Nelly's name. Big respect to Nelly for having the 2 lovely flowers. Thank you very much, darling, because that's cheered me up just before I go to watch Z Cars. Normally it sticks in a dark green, like, but I think Z Cars has took over. So I'm going to go and watch the rest of it. I've got it on, but I've got the sound. I'm not looking at subtitles while I'm talking, so I can actually. It's only been on about 6 minutes. I can concentrate fully and give it the attention it deserves. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, have a great evening, everybody. Yeah, be lucky and stay blessed. I'll catch you later, my people. Bye for now. Bye.